In view of the referral of the privilege speech by Honorable Jesse Abalos of the Popis Party List concerning pertinent issues surrounding the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or Popis, the committee will be conducting its initial deliberation on this issue. The committee's jurisdiction encompasses all matters directly and principally relating to the examination and scrutiny of audit reports on the performance of all government agencies to determine their adherence or compliance with the plans and programs authorized through appropriations approved by the legislator. Accordingly, this hearing aims to address challenges identified in recent audit reports by Commission on Audit regarding the Peace Program, including issues related to the effectiveness of poverty reduction efforts, beneficiary selection processes, and the allocation and utilization of funds, as well as the budget cuts affecting the program. Representatives from the Commission on Audit, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the National Anti-Poverty Commission, and the Department of Budget and Management have been invited as research speakers to shed light on these matters. Additionally, some beneficiaries of the program have also been invited to share the experiences. These individuals are particularly affected by the budget decrease of the agency and have faced disenfranchisement as a result. Hearing directly from the beneficiary will provide valuable insights into the real-world impacts of the budget cuts and help us understand the challenges they face. Their testimonies will highlight the importance of maintaining adequate funding for Peace Program to ensure that it continues to serve those in need effectively. We recognize the urgency of addressing the significant budget deficit that the SWD faces, particularly the unpaid grants amounting to over 9 billion for 2023 and the projected 6.5 billion budget cut for 2024. During the briefing with the DSWD held in March 20, 2024, Secretary Rex Gatchalian explained very clearly how the tools used by DSWD then were not calibrated to reflect the true extent of poverty post-COVID, leading to an improper delisting of beneficiaries. However, through renewed efforts of the DSWD, they were able to clean the list. He explained that this is primarily the reason why the DSWD's disbursement rate was low in these periods and why they withheld the grants. They were in the process of cleaning the list and they just couldn't disburse the funds without sufficiently vetting the beneficiaries. The DSWD assured stakeholders that they will proactively pay the qualified household beneficiaries once the list has been cleaned. However, since DSWD budget has been decreased, they could not fulfill this duty and promise unless we find solutions now. In 2023, the DSWD owned more than 6 billion in indicating grants to beneficiaries, while the other grants, including rice subsidy, amounted to 3 billion, summing up to a total of more than 9 billion for the year. Budget cut for 2024 amounting to 6.5 billion will become due soon. Adding these areas, the deficit would run to about 15.5 billion pesos. Please remember that these initiatives are more than just financial assistance. They are lifelines for our most vulnerable citizens and a foundation for sustainable economic growth and investment in the future. When people are supported in times of need, they are more likely to contribute positively to society. This creates a ripple effect that fosters a healthier, more educated, and more productive population. In turn, this strengthens our economy and builds a more resilient nation. I hope that this hearing will be used to find solutions rather than burning bridges. After all, our primary goal is to serve the beneficiaries and ensure that they receive the support they need. It is important that we approach this dialogue with a spirit of collaboration and a shared commitment to improving the lives of our most vulnerable citizens. By working together, we can address the challenges identified in recent audit reports and ensure that funds are allocated and utilized effectively. The insights and experiences shared by our resource speakers and beneficiaries will guide us in making informed decisions and implementing necessary improvements in our future endeavors. Thank you very much and mayong aga sa tanan. Before we proceed with the interpellation, let me recognize our sponsor, Representative Jonathan Clement Avalos II, representing Party List for Peace, for his preliminary remarks. Please proceed.
Magandang umaga and maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair, as well as to my esteemed colleagues, to our resource persons from the DSWD, the DBM, and most importantly po, ang SNPP, ang mismong mga benepisyaryo ng programa ng 4Ps. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. I would like to add on to the points raised by our Honorable Chairman Caraps Paduano. Na-establish po natin sa nakaraang briefing tungkol sa isyong ito na meron pong 9.5 billion deficit as for year 2023. And the breakdown is as follows according to the department. 6.5 billion in education grants, 3 billion for health and rice subsidies, and for 2024, we have an anticipated budget deficit of 6.5 billion pesos. Alam naman po natin lahat na ang payment cycles ng ating 4Ps program ay nangyayari every 2 months, and magpe-payment cycle 6 na po if I'm not mistaken. And a big issue for now, considering the budget deficits being faced by the department, a big issue now is the availability of cash on hand. So paano po natin mapapaglingkuran ang ating mga benepisyaryo na hindi pa nakakatanggap ng cash grant mula last year, mula nung sila ay ma-reassess. So ako po ay nagpapasalamat na nandito po ngayon ang ating mga taga DBM at taga DSWD. Hopefully mahanapan po natin ng solusyon ang nangyaring problema po ngayon, dahil na-confirm nga po natin nung nakaraang budget season na tinapyasan ng 8 billion ng sponsor ng DSWD ni Senator Marcos. Natapyasan niya po ang programa ng DSWD, and it wasn't fair because the utilization rate during that time allegedly was at 45%, pero kalahati lang ng payment cycle ang kinonsider natin. And during that time, naiintindihan ko po na ang DSWD, linilinas pa po nila ang listahan. So kung sino po ang maaaring mabigyan ng time na yun lang po, na-exhaust na po ng DSWD. So nandito po tayo ngayon, hopefully magtulungan po tayo lahat. Lahat ng ahensya na nandito, at masaya po ako na nandito ang mga benepisyaryo ng 4Ps, ang SNPP, para rin i-share po nila ang kanilang mga hinaing kung paano pa po natin may improve at kung paano natin mahanapan ng solusyon ang problemang ito. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative J.C. Avalos. Is COA present now? Wala pa rin. For the information of everyone, COA was invited also during the briefing, and they were present during that briefing. Let me acknowledge representative from the NSPP who will speak. Ms. Catasio, please proceed.
Yes po. Good morning po sa ating lahat, at thank you po sa umagang ito, Your Honors. At magpapasalamat po kami. Babanggitin ko na rin po na kami po ay nararamdaman po namin ang inyong pagkalinga at pagpapahalaga sa mga beneficiary ng 4Ps sa pamamagitan po ng mga panukala at mga privilege speeches na inyo pong ibinigay po para po iparamdam sa mga 4Ps beneficiary ang kahalagahan po ng programa sa mga mahihirap. Una po, nais po namin na ipagpasalamat na ngayon po ay natingnan kung ano po yung mga naging implikasyon ng pag-cut ng budget sa mga 4Ps beneficiary. At nais ko na rin pong i-state isa-isa po ang mga implikasyong ito, at dahil po ito ay lumutang din po sa aming ginawang revalidation at reassessment sa aming po mga kapwa beneficiary nung nakaraan pong taon. Una po, yung hindi po talaga pagbibigay ng educational cash grant mula po 2022 may 10 buwan, at noong 2024 ngayon po sa taong kasalukuyan ay may 5 buwan, ay nakaapekto po talaga ng malaki para po sa pagkamit ng edukasyon, lalo na po ngayon sa mga kabataan po na nasa moving up at sa mga graduation po sa kasalukuyan. Pangalawa po, talagang nalilito at nangangamba na manatili pa ba sa programa ang mga ka-beneficiary natin ng mga bagong pasok tulad ng mga Set 11 and Set 12. Pangatlo, madami na po talagang nawala ng pag-asa ang karamihan ng mga pantawid members, ngunit ang samahan po ay patuloy po silang ini-encourage para po sila ay manatiling compliant sa kabila ng may mga kinakaharap ng problema sa ating programa. At pang-apat po, ayon po sa ating kagawaran, ay baka po hindi na maaaring makarenew at ito po ay natalakay nung nakaraang pong deliberasyon yung mga MOA contract of service ng mga empleyado dahil sa kakulangan po ng pondo na magre-resulta po muli ng pagtaas ng caseload ng mga natitirang case manager sa program. At yung pinakahuli po ay talagang malaki po ang epekto nito sa kalagayan ng kabuhayan ng ating mga beneficiary dahil yung goal nga po ng ating programa, yung sustainability ay mukhang nawala po dahil dun po sa pagkakahinto ng cash grant na natanggap po ng ating mga bene at marami pong patunay na talaga po medyo nag-backslide ang ating mga beneficiaryo mula po sa mga problemang kinaharap magmula po ng 2 taon at kalahati na po halos ang nakakalipas. Maraming salamat po, Your Honors. Thank you po.
Thank you, Ms. Akatasio. While waiting for the presentation of the SWD, we also give another one, no? The last one from NSPP. And want to speak? Ms. Lim?
Annabel Luna po.
Luna. Please proceed, ma'am.
Kaya po nang nasabi, ang amin din pong pasasalamat ay taos-puso po sa pagkakataong mabibigay sa amin. At yun nga po, bilang beneficiary po, ay malaki pong pangamba sa isang katulad ko na nagpapaaral ng anak na yung hindi na po sa tama yung natatanggap sa schedule ng ating mga payout, parang suntok sa buwan kung meron bang laman ng aming mga cash card. Malaking epekto po ito na nagdudulot dahil bilang beneficiaryo po at leader din po, nakikita rin po namin ang kalagayan ng aming mga beneficiaryo na kapwa na nagtatanong, may payout kaya? Kung may payout naman, kung hindi kulang, wala talagang laman. Pero mga compliance po, nalilito na po kami kung paano ipapaliwanag pa sa aming kapwa na mga beneficiaryo ng sistemang nangyayari. Sana po ito ay matignan din po. Kasi nakaka-apekto po talaga ng malaki ito dahil ito po ay alam naman po namin na ito ay ayuda. Pero malaking bagay po ang nagagawa nito na magiging tuntungan namin para naman hindi na kami manatiling mahirap. Yun po.
Thank you, Ms. Luna. Anyway, wala pa yung DSWD. Chairman Dan, do you have something to ask to
Yes,
the beneficiaries?
medyo nakakalungkot
Please
yung mga...
proceed.
Pwede ba natin matanong sila, Ma'am Jenna, while we're waiting for Yusek Di Maporo, no?
Mr. Chair.
Kasi we have allotted, no? Parang 2,850 per month sa mga 4-piece beneficiaries,
Depende po sa kung anong grade level.
Yeah, kung halimbawa,
Ilan po yung minomonitor?
like for example, pag elementary 300 pesos, 500 pag junior or senior high, tapos 700 pag senior high.
Yes po.
Tapos inyong pong health and nutrition is 750. So a total of 2,850 monthly ang natatanggap ninyo. Paano saan niyo po kinukuha yung transportation, uniforms, yung mga educational materials na kailangan sa school? Hindi kasama to dito, di ba?
Yung minsan po kasi sa LGU nagbibigay naman po ng uniform.
Yes.
So nagbibigay din po ng pero one time po yan sa isang taon. Pero obligado na po kami mga magulang na bumili po. At saka ang nakakatuwa lang po dahil kung every 2 months po dapat na ibibigay yung yung aming grant, pero ang magulang po naman patuloy po na iniintindi ang kanyang obligasyon para sa mga anak. Kaya mayroon pong cases din po na may project o kaya may bibilhin, halimbawa sapatos, bag na nasira. Ang gagawin po namin kung kinakailangan, kung meron kaming budget na dapat tipirin sa aming kita ng pamilya, ginagawa. Pero mayroon pong cases din po na nangungutang at ang pinaglalaan pong pambayad, yung darating pong grant.
So, innovation ang ginagawa
Yes po.
ninyo. At,
Yes po.
pero ito nga, nangyari nga, nawala yung 4-piece for the last 2 years. ano naging epekto sa inyo? I mean, directly, ikaw, for example, yung
Apo.
sarili mo na lang,
Opo.
na supposedly may natatanggap kang 2,850. Diba?
Ay-
Nawala yun. Anong nangyari?
Ayun po, nakakalungkot po, pero nakakahiya naman sabihin, pero ang katotohanan po talaga ay mangungutang ka po talaga.
So,
Minsan,
ilang taong ka na nangungutang ngayon because of this failure of the government, I mean, the national government, the DSW, on providing the 2,850 per month.
ang pangungutang naman po talaga parang naging ano na po yan, itong mga lately na po simula nung mangyari ang pandemic, tapos na naibalik, ay tuloy pa rin po. Kumbaga magkakaroon ka
Taga saan po kayo, Ma'am Annabeth?
Manila po.
Manila.
Yes.
So, ilan ang hawak ng mga members?
32 plus. 32 ngayon.
So, lahat po ng mga nandito that we have invited, you are supposed to be a leader of a certain group. You are representing different groups, ano? Kayo, ganun po ang mga estado,
Yes.
no? So, ma'am, wala pa rin yung presentation. No? I'll be asking Yusek Sulit, ano? A while ago, Yusek Sulit, you were telling us that yung pinag-uusapan nating 13 billion for 2023 that was slashed from the budget of DSWD was actually a projection, ano lang yun, projection lang. It's not the actual slash out from the budget of the DSWD on the year 2023. Am I right?
Good morning, Your Honor. And as regards the question, the reduction in the budget is confirmed at 13 billion.
13 billion.
Opo, that's the reduction from the net. But
Yes.
yung deficit po, sir, is measured against the actual appropriations.
So, tapos na yung 2023, what will be the actual?
Opo. Based po
Sa 4-piece na 4-piece tayo. Magkano yung 4-piece deficit?
yung pong sa after confirmation po sa aming mga kasamahan dito, and this is also a figure reported to several oversight agencies, it's 3.9 billion, Your Honor.
2023 is 3.9 billion and the 2024, since hindi pa po tayo tapos, yung projection nyo is just projection.
Yes,
No
Your
actuality
Yes,
as
Your
of
Honor.
yet. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
And then yung sa 2023, kung magiging actual tayo sa mga figures, Congressman Abalos were saying that sa rice subsidy is like what will be the deficit doon sa rice and sa educational. Para breakdown nyo doon sa 4-piece, like for example doon sa educational, magkano yung kulang talaga sa 2023? Like for example, nandito sila lahat, so magkano yung kulang natin sa kanila? Yung 4-piece, yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, i-total mo na lang, educational, health, and everything.
Sorry, Your Honor, I thought there was no question. The question, the answer, Your Honor, is that the 3.9 represents the deficit in educational grant.
Educational.
Yeah, wala pong ibang deficit sa ibang grants po. Sa educational grant lang po.
Sa rice subsidy, wala tayong deficit.
Wala na po, actual po, wala na.
Kasi kanina may sinasabi si Congressman Abalos about the deficit sa sa rice.
Nakabayad na po, Your Honor.
So updated na kayo ngayon because you have updated your record on 2023. And the one that was mentioned by Congressman Abalos was the reported data that was reported in the last hearing.